When responding to a medical emergency, the ability to diagnose and effectively treat traumatic injuries on the spot can greatly improve a patient's chances for a successful recovery. Edina paramedic firefighters have a special advantage in that they are the only pre-hospital ambulance service in the nation doing ultrasounds in the field. Having been in use by the city for several years, ultrasound machines allow medics to look inside the human body to quickly identify immediate threats such as a collapsed lung or internal bleeding. Let's go to Fire Station number 1, where Sergeant Aaron White will receive a demonstration on the ultrasound.
Thanks, Brian. I'm back out at the Edina Fire Department to learn a little bit more about some of the emergency medical services that we provide here in the city of Edina. To do so, I'm joined by paramedic firefighter Josh Link. Josh, thank you for being here today.
You're welcome. I'm glad to be here.
And I guess technically, thanks for having me. This is your house here.
Yep, you're at Station 1. Always glad to have you.
And in front of one of your ambulances, kind of the bread and butter of what you guys do here. We don't look inside very often, and most people maybe want to avoid these things, but if they do need ambulance services, not only are you guys well trained, but increasingly you're bringing a lot more technology with you out to the scene of these calls.
Yep, that is correct. We are sort of aiming to bring the ER to the patient's house.
And a big step forward is what we're here to talk about here today, ultrasound, portable ultrasound. Can you tell me what that means, what it is, what can you do?
Right. Well, ultrasound, most people are familiar with it from the childbirth angle. It's very common in that. But it's been expanding over the years for lots and lots of other medical uses. So the main thing we use it for here is for anything resulting from trauma.
Sure.
And by trauma, I mean like an injury. So a severe fall or a stabbing injury, something like that, as opposed to an illness.
So like our person here,
right?
So how might we use it in that circumstance? Does that help us there?
Okay, so the main thing that we try to accomplish with ultrasound is locate or identify internal bleeding. So a lot of major injuries, the person will look fine, but
Sure.
there are organs inside that are actually hemorrhaging or bleeding.
So what are you looking at when on the display here? What kinds of things are you actually seeing when you're operating the equipment?
Okay, well, basically, if you think of this as a flashlight, we can place it on various parts of the person's body and actually get a visual representation of the kidney, the liver, the spleen, the abdomen. When we visualize the cardiac tissue or the heart, we're able to use it, see it from two different views. One is up here,
Sure.
and another one is down here. And it can actually show a real image of the heart. You can see the heart pumping, you can see the valves opening and closing, and that allows us to do several things, but we can identify trauma to the heart. We can also see if the valves are working correctly and see just how much that heart is beating. Is it expanding and contracting the way it's supposed to? All of these are, indicators to how badly that heart was injured.
So once you're seeing some of that stuff, what are some of the benefits to you in the ambulance? I mean, how does that do you good in helping me if I've been injured?
Well, maybe a better question would be, how does it do the patient good? Because depending on the injury, that will determine what hospital we take you to.
Sure.
If you have a severe internal injury, the really only way those are ever going to be solved is with surgery.
Sure.
So if we make that identification and see, okay, here's a severe internal injury, we can take them directly to the hospital they need to go and save 20, 30 minutes, maybe an hour in their diagnosis, which is critical.
Very good. Josh, thanks for your time today. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Josh Link is a paramedic firefighter with the Edina Fire Department, and we'll return to Brian.
Thank you, Aaron.